IBA grads, gateway to your desired future.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. This is Sayyid Mohammad Wasik Hussain and we are here with the video of current affairs. आप सबके एग्जाम्स हो चुके हैं या होने वाले हैं और आपके इंटरव्यूज आर अप्रोचिंग. इंटरव्यूज में बेसिकली इट इज टेस्टेड कि इंसान को कितनी नॉलेज है ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, व्हाट्स हैपनिंग अराउंड हिम, व्हाट्स हैपनिंग लोकली एंड इंटरनेशनली. तो इसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि आपको लोकल एंड इंटरनेशनल करंट अफेयर्स की पूरी खबर हो, पूरी जानकारी हो कि आपके इर्द गिर्द क्या चल रहा है. तो इसलिए हम लेके आए हैं ये वीडियो करंट अफेयर्स की और इसमें आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, बहुत कुछ नया याद करने को मिलेगा, जानने को मिलेगा. तो इस वीडियो को पूरा देखिए और अपने इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कीजिए. तो सबसे पहले हमारा जो हम जिस बारे में बात करेंगे सबसे पहले वो है इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स. इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स में हमारे पास पाकिस्तान का एक्सपेक्टेड ग्रोथ रेट फॉर 2021 इज 3.94. You should know this figure by your heart. The balance of current account in deficit is $47 million. And the interest rate was capped at 7% by the State Bank of Pakistan, the governing body. So these three figures are to remember for the economic indicators of your country, Pakistan. तो remittances की अगर हम बात करें, रेमिटेंसेस क्या होती हैं? रेमिटेंसेस वो होती हैं जो पाकिस्तानी लोग बाहर, अपने मुल्क से बाहर रह रहे हैं और वो अपने पैसे भिजवाते हैं, ठीक है, पाकिस्तान के अंदर, वो कहलाती है रेमिटेंसेस. तो रेमिटेंसेस अभी तक की पाकिस्तान की हिस्ट्री की सबसे ज्यादा रिकॉर्ड की गई जुलाई और अप्रैल के दरमियान के महीने में 2021 में, जो कि थी $24.2 बिलियन. मतलब जो बाहर मुकीम है पाकिस्तानी हजरात, उन्होंने $24.2 बिलियन पाकिस्तान भेजे. और वर्कर्स रेमिटेंसेस जो हैं वो भी मंथली हाई से फिगर पे अपनी मार्क हुई, $2.8 बिलियन अप्रैल 2021 में. अब हम बात करते हैं FBR, फेडरल बोर्ड ऑफ रेवेन्यू, जो कि गवर्निंग बॉडी है फॉर टैक्सेस. IMF, इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड, जिससे पाकिस्तान ने बेल आउट पैकेज लिया है, उसने FBR के लिए टारगेट सेट किया था ₹5.9 ट्रिलियन का, कि इतना टैक्स FBR ने कलेक्ट करना है या रेवेन्यू जनरेट करना है. और पाकिस्तान ने रिक्वेस्ट की IMF से टू रिड्यूस इट बाय 0.4 ट्रिलियन, दैट इज कि आप उसको 5.9 से कम करके 5.5 ट्रिलियन जो है वो कर दें. और नेट रेवेन्यू कलेक्टेड बाय FBR ड्यूरिंग जुलाई 2020 टू अप्रैल 2021, these are like around 8 months. इनमें नेट रेवेन्यू जो FBR ने कलेक्ट किया वो था 3.78 ट्रिलियन. बम्पर क्रॉप्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान के लिए जो बम्पर क्रॉप्स थी इस साल वो रही वीट, शुगर केन, राइस एंड मेज. बम्पर क्रॉप्स जो है वो पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत ही फायदेमंद साबित हुई. इनकी जो है वो ग्रोथ भी अच्छी हुई और इनका एरिया अंडर कल्टीवेशन भी इंक्रीज किया फॉर द लास्ट ईयर से इनका एरिया ऑफ कल्टीवेशन जो भी इंक्रीज था और इनकी ग्रोथ भी इन बम्पर क्रॉप्स की अच्छी थी. तो ये 4 बम्पर क्रॉप्स आपको याद होनी चाहिए. इन्फ्लेशन की अगर हम बात करें तो इन्फ्लेशन पाकिस्तान की रिकॉर्ड की गई 10.87% इन में. इन्फ्लेशन की जो वजह देखी गई वो प्राइसेस ऑफ वेजिटेबल्स, फ्रूट्स, मीट की वजह से इन्फ्लेशन को बढ़ता देखा गया. ये आप ग्राफ की मदद से देख सकते हैं कि इन्फ्लेशन की डिफरेंट ईयर्स में क्या परसेंटेज रही. तो अगर हम चलते में आए और अभी हमने 10.8 देखी है, तो 2021 में अगर आप देखें तो ये 10.8 के करीब ही बन रही है, ठीक है. तो आपने अब डिफरेंट, ये जो पुरानी है ये सब भी मतलब लाइक दे हैव अ मीनिंग, बट यू नीड टू नो दिस ईयर्स इन्फ्लेशन, दैट इज 10.8 एंड अराउंड 10.7 to 8. अब बात करते हैं पाकिस्तान की इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सनैलिटीज की. तो सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं चीफ मिनिस्टर्स की, कि पांचों जो हमारे प्रोविंसेस हैं उनका चीफ मिनिस्टर्स कौन कौन है. तो पंजाब के चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं सरदार उस्मान बुज़दार, सिंध के मुराद अली शाह, KPK के खैबर पख्तूनख्वा जिसे हम कहते हैं उसके हैं महमूद खान, बलूचिस्तान के जो हमारे चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं वो हैं जाम कमाल, और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के खालिद खुर्शीद. गवर्नर्स ऑफ ऑल द प्रोविंसेस आर, द गवर्नर ऑफ पंजाब इज चौधरी मोहम्मद सरवर, द गवर्नर ऑफ सिंध इज इमरान इस्माइल, The governor of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, aka KPK, is Shah Farman. The governor of Balochistan is Amanullah Khan Yasin Zai, and the governor of Gilgit-Baltistan is Raja Jalal Hussain Makpoon. Let's talk about some of the important federal ministers of Pakistan. Ghulam Sarwar Khan is the Minister of Aviation. Pervez Khattak is the Minister of Defense. And the Ministry of Communication and Postal Services is with Murad Saeed, a young blood of PTI. Minister for Defense Production is Zubaida Jalal. Ministry for Economic Affairs is with Khusro Bakhtiar. And आप सबके favorite Shafqat Mahmood, Minister of Education. Minister for Foreign Affairs is Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Mr. Fawad Chaudhary has the designation of Ministry of State of Information and Broadcasting. Minister of State for Narcotics Control is Shahryar Khan Afridi. Ministry of Climate Change is with Zartaj Gul. And the Interior Minister is Sheikh Rashid. The heads of all the armed forces are Chief of Army Staff is General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Chief of Air Staff is Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar. And Chief of the Naval Staff is Admiral Muhammad Amjad Khan Niazi. The Supreme Court judges are, the Chief Justice is Gulzar Ahmed, and there is Justice Mushir Alam, Justice Umar Ata Bandeal, Justice Qazi Faez Isa, Justice Maqbool Babar, Justice Sardar Tariq Masood, Justice Ijazul Hasan, Justice Mazhar Alam Khan, Justice Sajjad Ali Shah, Justice Mansoor Ali Shah, Justice Munib Akhtar, Justice Yahya Afridi, Justice Qazi Muhammad Amin Ahmed, Justice Aminuddin Khan, Justice Sayyid Mazhar Ali Naqvi. So, apart from Chief Justice, there are 17 judges of Supreme Court. Let's talk about the case against Justice Qazi Faez Isa. It was opened with a reference from the president against the justice, and during the proceeding, 3 questions were mainly asked by the bench from their fellow justice. They asked him whether he has any relation with the foreign accounts of his spouse Sarina Isa or not, whether he, Justice Isa, had any link with the transactions made in foreign currency accounts of his spouse, whether the expenses incurred for the purchase of the property had nothing to do with him. So these were the questions that were asked during the court proceedings, and this case is still under process. Let's talk about sports now. So we all love watching PSL, Pakistan Super League, a very own league of our country. But on February 19, a player from Lahore, Qalandar, tested positive for COVID-19. On February 19, at the same day, the Peshawar Zalmi's coach Darren Sammy and captain Wahab Riaz breached the biosecure bubble when they met their owner, who was not in the bubble. On March 1, match between Islamabad United and Quetta Gladiators was first delayed and then postponed after Fawad Ahmad returned with a positive COVID test. The next day, on March 2, 2 more players, including Tom Benton and 1 support staff member, returned positive tests. On March 4, 3 more players test positive, and news comes in that Australian Dan Christian is leaving the tournament due to the COVID-19 cases. Soon after, PCB says it is postponing the league with immediate effect. Now, after 3 months, PSL's remaining matches are being held at UAE with strict SOPs to be followed. Similarly, the very own league of our neighbors, IPL, Indian Premier League, was also postponed after the COVID cases. On May 3rd, the Kolkata Knight Riders player Varun and Sandeep tested positive, and the day's match between the Knight Riders and the Royal Challengers Bangalore and Ahmedabad was put off. On May 4, Saha has tested positive for COVID-19 and was isolating from the rest of the squad. And on the same day, the Indian Premier League Governing Council, IPL, GC, and Board of Control of Cricket India, BCCI, in an emergency meeting has unanimously decided to postpone IPL 2021 with immediate effect. So football lover must know this news that we had UEFA Champions League, abbreviated as UCL, It is an annual club football competition organized by the Union of European Football Association UEFA and contested by top division European clubs. And in the final, Chelsea beat Manchester by 1-0, capturing Europe's soccer's biggest prize only months after changing coaches and beating a City team that was built for this moment. The final score was Manchester United was 0 and Chelsea scored 1 goal. ओलंपिक्स की बात करते हैं तो ओलंपिक्स 2020 पोस्टपोन हो गए थे ड्यू टू कोविड and now the event is scheduled to take place in the Japanese capital Tokyo between 23rd July till 8th August. Okay, so the Football World Cup is scheduled to take place in Qatar. It is the first ever World Cup of football to be held in an Arab country. It is scheduled from 21st November till 18th of December 2022. The Cricket World Cup T20 is scheduled to be hosted by India. The venue was previously India, but it is now being shifted to UAE due to COVID-19 situation in India, but it is still the temporary decision. Nothing is announced. The announced is that India will be hosting the T20 World Cup. Let's talk about some important world events that happened just lately. You must have heard about Palestine and Israel conflict. It started on May 7. Violence broke out by Israeli settlers and police during the month of Ramadan at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem. Stun grenades, rubber bullets, and water cannons were used against the people offering prayers of Isha. Air strikes, artillery bombardments, tunnels, and rocket launchers were also used by Israel against the unarmed, unweaponed, innocent children and Palestinian people. And on May 21, Israel and Hamas agreed to ceasefire. Till then, 250 Palestinians were killed, 2,000 were wounded, including children, obviously, and 72,000 Palestinians were displaced by the fighting. It means they lost their homes. 72,000 people were approximately 20 to 25,000 families, and they lost their homes. The ship stuck in Suez Canal. It is a main business trade route between different countries, and due to the ship stuck, different other ships could not pass, which costed a lot to different countries and different businesses. The name of the ship was Ever Given. It was by the company Evergreen, and it costed the loss to Egyptian government of $90 million. $90 million loss for just 6 days from 23rd March to 29th March. You can imagine the amount of ships and the amount of work being done through this canal, which has costed $90 million in just 6 days. Qatar and Saudi Arabia border reopens. The crisis ends after 4 long years. In January 2021, it ended. The border between Saudi Arabia and Qatar is Abu Samra crossing. US initiated and helped this ending of crisis, and it backed the deal. And now the airways of Qatar and Saudi Arabia are also starting to operate. Qatar Airways, Etihad Airways, and Abu Dhabi Carrier are about to start their operations. Let's talk about the recent cyclone which hit India badly. It was also being predicted कि ये cyclone पहले कराची को भी hit करेगा, but then fortunately the cyclone changed its direction and moved towards India. Fortunately for us, but we also feel sorry for them. The cyclone's name was Tokte. It was the strongest cyclone to hit Gujarat since 1998. Like since 22 years, it was the strongest cyclone. The people evacuated were 200,000. 200,000, 2 लाख लोगों ने अपने घर छोड़े cyclone से बचने के लिए, और 16,000 houses were damaged due to the cyclone. Let's talk about the recent downfall and the recent bloodbath the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market faced, and it was mainly due to the two reasons. The first reason was Elon Musk's tweet in which he stated that Tesla no longer accept Bitcoin as payment, citing environmental concerns. It has been seen from a long time कि Elon Musk की ट्वीट से क्रिप्टो करेंसी के कॉइन्स जो है वो उनके प्राइसेस ऊपर और नीचे जाया करते थे, और लोगों को बहुत फायदा और बहुत नुकसान भी उठाना पड़ता था उससे. एंड टेस्ला इन्वेस्टेड ह्यूज amount in cryptocurrency, which gave confidence to people, and it also hinted on accepting the Bitcoin payments from their customers. So it was being considered कि अब कंपनीज जो हैं वो बिटकॉइन को स्टार्ट करिए रिकॉग्नाइज करना, लेकिन all of a sudden when Tesla tweeted this that they will no longer accept bitcoins, and they also withdraw their investment, then it became a bit doubtful for the investors, and the prices fell. The next reason is China banned its financial institutions for Bitcoin transactions. As we all know, China is becoming a superpower, and China is a huge market. A huge number of people are living in China and they trade, obviously. So when China banned its financial institution for Bitcoin transaction, it was another blow for the cryptocurrency market. Let's talk about COVID-19 and its state right now. So the COVID-19 is now in the phase where we are getting people vaccinated with different vaccines prepared by different countries and companies. So some of the famous vaccines are Pfizer's vaccine, S2 vaccine, Covishield, AstraZeneca, manufactured by the State Institute of India and SK Bio respectively, the Janssen, developed by Johnson and Johnson, the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine provided and produced by Beijing Bio Institute of Biological Products, subsidiary of China National Biotech Group. The another vaccine is Novavax. It is by United Kingdom, and Sputnik, some people call it Sputnik as well. It is from Russia, and I think Russia claimed first that they have made a effective vaccine. So this was pretty much it, and we hope that this gets useful for you in your interview. And thank you so much. Stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel.